Okay, time for a book review, and I'm going to be recording a bunch of book reviews back to back because I have been neglecting it for several months now. And it just seems like a really terrible thing in light of the book we're reviewing today, which is We Need Your Art by Amie McNee. Because we need your art, and anybody who does art in any way, shape, or form needs to read this book, okay? I don't make the rules. Amie, if you don't know Amie, she is the creator behind the Instagram account Inspired to Write. She and her husband James do the Unpublished podcast, and they also run the Inspired Collective, where they have, I think, weekly meetings with creatives where Amie will lecture on various creative topics like burnout and perfectionism and making time for your art and so many different things. And they also do create sessions. Sometimes she does live masterclasses outside of the collective. Sometimes she does events in person. And she's just a beautiful, beautiful soul that I have been following since the beginning of my Instagram journey, and I believe her Instagram journey as well. We kind of started our pages around the same time. If I remember correctly, that was like almost 10 years ago now, if I think about it. Wow. But Amie has always just been a huge voice for artists of any kind, but especially writers, given that that's her main passion. She's written several nonfiction books that she's self-published, and she self-published her first two fiction novels, The Rules Upheld by No One and Regrettably I'm About to Cause Trouble. They're both available now if you want to read those. I haven't read them, but they're not my genre. But then she got her first trad book deal, which I'm so proud of her still to this day. So excited for her after watching her whole journey, and that is We Need Your Art. This is a We Need Your Art, Stop Messing Around and Make Something. And this cover is actually like Amie drew / wrote this herself, and then they made it into the book cover. So this is actually like her handwriting. And this is a nonfiction book about, well, Matt Haig says it's a battle cry for the creative spirit, so there you go. It's really hard to explain, but let me see if I can. Using her own experience as a novelist and the inspiration she's shared as a creative coach, Amie guides you on why we need your art and how you can make it happen, starting with a 2-week reset plan to help you kickstart your creative habit. This isn't about writing your great novel in a month or painting a masterpiece in a flurry of inspiration. Rather, this process is about practicing small, sustainable creative steps every day over time. 500 words of writing each day, a pencil sketch every evening, so that you avoid burnout, produce consistent and reliable content on your own terms, and begin to see yourself as an artist. So basically, it's a love letter to artists everywhere. And it's got chapters like we've got Coordinate Yourself, Small Magic, on procrastination, on perfectionism, on burnout, on self-censorship, on finishing, on failure. And she just talks about all these different topics and in the lens of, believing in yourself and getting rid of all the bull crap that's like holding you back, and like really focusing on you and your art and what you want to accomplish and making small goals to accomplish it. It's really hard for me to explain a nonfiction book. Obviously, she does a much better job of it. But her book also has these, like, on her Instagram account, if you're familiar, she does these signs, like inspirational writing signs, and they're all through this book. You have been seduced into believing you're inconsequential. It is a lie. We need you. We need your art. And so you get all her prose, but you also get all these like little love letters. Artists, you don't get to avoid failure. And there's also journaling prompts all through this. Amie did a whole journaling compendium early on in her career. And I just think if you're a creative person of any kind, you need to read this book. I don't want to say it's life-changing. I don't want to be that person. But I really needed it. And I'm definitely going to reread it in the future at some point, because it's one of those books you take pieces of every time you read it, I'm sure. And I just think everybody needs to read it. We need your art. We need you to get out of your own way and make something and believe in yourself and finish projects is a big thing that Amie talks about, but also not overwhelm yourself and push yourself too far and think, oh, I'm going to write a whole book by the end of the year and it's December. Like, it's about not screwing yourself over in either not doing enough or running away from your art, but also not doing too much and burning yourself out. So that is my weird, rambly book review on We Need Your Art by Amie McNee. It was 5 stars all the way. I knew that before I read it, but yeah, I just love Amie and everything she does, and I hope someday she comes to Canada so I can meet her in person. But if you're interested in more, again, her Instagram is Inspired to Write, and she also has a podcast, the Unpublished Podcast, which I myself was featured on in March of 24. Yeah, so we go back there. I have an interview on there. I still can't believe that happened because I listened to that podcast for so many years, and then when Amie reached out to me and said, "Do you want to be on the podcast?" I was like, what? Yeah. Anyway, check out this book. Check it out. You should do it. Do it now.